welcome to episode 6 of the Mainly Golf Show. I'm Jack Milner, joined by the wet bandits themselves, Hep and Marv. We're here in the
Sticky
aftermath
Bandits.
of that's
Which episode?
STI. We're here in the aftermath of the Masters from Augusta National, where I think we started our first ever podcast by saying Scottie Scheffler wins. Should we just end the podcast now? No, we go. Backed him last week. None of us backed him last week, despite saying he's the best player in the field and he should win. So, well, I mean, what do we know? But Marv, we'll start with yourself.
Do we have to?
Yeah, because we've made, I mean, Hep with his statistics and the strokes gained, Stato over there made the comparison with Tiger.
Stato.
And watching that last night, that was like a clinic in how to finish off a tournament. That was the biggest compliment you can give to him is it was just Tiger-esque in terms of he played safe on 12. I think he played safe on 12. I played safe on 10. I think he made bogey there, but he saw two of his closest rivals make double. Homer made double at 12. It was just, he made it look so easy, and it isn't easy to win majors.
Yeah, that's it. You see, I know Butch Harmon on the Sky coverage was very dubious about Scheffler after 3 rounds and that his iron play was dropping off. But as you say, looking at the final round, all the players that, Scheffler, I don't think he dropped out of the lead at one point. He just held there. He said, come and catch him if you can. And then when he found it, he just drew away. And in the end, a 4-shot lead, it probably is as easy as you like, really. I think we've definitely seen Scheffler play a tournament much hotter. It was just efficient golf at times, and yeah,
you'd argue about that's what you need, right? Like Homer going in the bush at 12, Morikawa in the drink at 9, and then at 11, like those 2 doubles.
Yeah, 2 doubles.
You can't make doubles in these tournaments, especially at that stage. And Scheffler never put himself in the position to make a double. And that was the difference. You've used the phrase course management or game management a lot. He just looks to be in a different parish to these guys.
Yeah, I saw some of the NBC coverage, the build up before the final round, and they were talking about back in the day, Tiger had the intimidation factor. Scheffler might not have the intimidation, but people know that he's on the leaderboard. He doesn't falter. You have to go out and you have to beat him. He isn't going to give it you. And then when it comes the pressure, when it gets to it, players just can't hang with him. And it is slowly becoming very Tiger-esque. I hate to admit it, but obviously he's got a long to go. But it was the type of tournament this week where it was just like, you think, as you say, think maybe the 9-2 was just a great bet, but.
I mean, it's easy. I mean, everything's easy in hindsight, but that's the time.
But it's like we were trying. Well, let's be honest, we were trying to
find anything to oppose him, right?
Yeah, because we didn't. Okay, maybe we should have thought, 9-2, pretty much in each way, bet to nothing. But
Hep did say that. He's gonna be there on Sunday. He's back Scheffler.
And I think that I've got this. The one tournament that he hasn't won in the last 5. No doubt he went. I'm sure he must have gone odds on easily in running. So it's
Marv, he was 2-5 with
exactly
3 holes to go. Thanks. Cheers.
16
was par 5, 17 was a drivable par 4. He made par, and then missed a 5-foot of a birdie at 18. Some of us were on. Anyway,
Only one to compete with Jaeger, though, isn't it?
Fucking Jaeger.
Mighty
how's he won that tournament? I'm sorry. How's he won that tournament? Like, just go. That's you done for the year. He's got 2-year exemption.
Well, Scottie gave away, didn't he, when he 2-putted 18 on the Saturday from 2 foot or whatever it was.
That's the biggest comparison, Mark. I'm thinking about Scheffler. He reminds me in horse racing terms. This is a very niche reference for people who don't follow racing. He's like big bucks.
I see what you mean. There's a bit. That's it. He just, he'll find a way.
But he gets there kind of on the bridle, and then you think, oh God, he's a beat here. He's like, the level with 3 holes to play.
I don't want to say Scheffler maybe has got to the point that he knows that he doesn't have to be on his A game pretty much, or it's a bit like, well, if I need to find my A game, then I'll bring it out, and then in that way that, as you say, because sometimes you can, if you push the push the boundaries a little bit too much, go hunting after pins, things can go wrong. So, cost management, play within yourself a little bit. That gets the job done. I said you start fast at the Masters. You can take command of a golf tournament, to be honest, and nobody really, apart from Oberg, should I say? Sorry, he was the one that came sort of out the pack, didn't he? Really because I think he was 1 over after the first round, an incredible 7 shots behind Scheffler after round 1, which is. Yeah.
Is this the stat you mentioned off air?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's it. I didn't even ask you to guess, but yeah, after 1 round, Oberg was 7 shots behind Scheffler, and he only lost by 4.
I think there is some sort of stat like that. Like it's people within the top 11 after the first round or something win the Masters, or maybe 2 rounds. But you basically have to be within the top 10 after first 2 rounds.
And to say that was Oberg's
you're going to be in the final 2 ball as well, more or less. It's you don't make up ground at Augusta because there's too many passes, there's too many traps. You mentioned Marv there about him having these gears over these games. I think he was 1 off the lead. I could be mistaken. I don't know whether Morikawa got to 7. I think he might have holed first, and then Scheffler birdied 8, 9, 10. 8 with the par 5, 9. I think. Was that a kick in like a foot?
Yeah, that was the one that looked like he was going to roll in for an eagle.
Yeah, 9 was the foot, and then 10 he made it from like 10 feet. And you think in the space of 15, 20 minutes, he's gone too clear, and that's it. It's game over.
Yeah,
Morikawa doubles, Homer doubles, and then suddenly like he's 3 clear of Aberg, some kid who's in his rookie year. So how you can just turn the screw, it's like something we haven't really seen from someone like a Rory, for example, who. For all him having a wonderful swing and a wonderful game, you don't see him just like go for the jugular. That's game over now. I'm done with you. Can we just get to 18 now?
I think you just have to position yourself and know when to go for it. It said that the tournament was kind of a little bit in the balance, but it was there. It was the back 9 was getting to the back 9 on Sunday. And apart from 11, where Scheffler dropped a short, he said within 7 holes, he birdied 5 out of 7 from 8 through to 14. But it's getting to that position, isn't it? We could spend the whole pod talk about just Rory alone.
You could, yeah. But before that, even Marv with Scheffler, he made 2 par saves at 1 and 2 being a par 5. He made 2 pars from 7 feet in the opening 2 holes, and you just seen your playing partner birdie the par 5.
What?
You miss them. You're 2 over after 4, and that's suddenly it's hard for other players to get. You've got to be able to keep yourself in contention.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. Morikawa was sitting there thinking, it feels as though it might be dropping a shot, and then it's like a bit of a double whammy that Scheffler that he thinks.
I find it so similar to like Taylor at darts in his prime, because I remember so many times you'd be like a Gary Anderson or a Lewis or a Barney sat there on 40 and Taylor takes out like 118 or 107, 118. The other guy's like, how the fuck's he got away with this?
Yeah.
Like, I've had him here. Yeah, Morikawa's got 15 foot for birdie. Scheffler's got 7 foot for par. Scheffler holes, Morikawa missed. That happened 2 or 3 holes in a row. You think
that's it? Potential
you
2
missed your
shots.
chance.
Potential 2 shot swing,
yeah.
But it isn't. But it actually isn't anything. And I do think that, to be honest, it has a little bit of recent form coming to play at the end. Morikawa didn't really sustain it in the end.
Some of us fancied him, but Hep's a fish and said, no, Twig.
Look at,
you get a place.
Homer and Morikawa.
Hep talked about Ludwig Aberg, because you've talked on about him for about 18 months now.
I mean, he's so good off the tee. Like every single drive is dead straight. 300.
Give me the stats. Is it just his strokes getting off the tee?
Give me a second.
You're not prepped for this, Hep.
Fucking hell, Apple. You got one job.
I wasn't expecting Oberg off the tee stats requests.
You should know him off by heart. You Stato.
Sure, I do love that.
Mainly golf Stato. Can delete that account. Mainly golf.
So he's only 50th for the season off the tee. But then, I mean, what's he? So yeah, he's behind Figala, Mimuli. He's behind Siwoo Kim. Siwoo Kim is 11th off the tee this season. But yeah, he just doesn't. I mean, not really.
He called it up on monster putts as well. That helps.
Much of a thing at Augusta because there's no real rough. It's either fairway or pine straw. But he just, every tee shot is just 325 yards dead down the middle. Like I can't wait until we get to some of the bomber courses. I mean, his odds are going to be awful, but like they're going to be right to his wheelhouse. And then he's got good irons and can put out again. His only real weakness is the around the green stuff, and you're just obviously hoping that when you back him, he doesn't miss many greens and doesn't have to do any chipping. But that's the only real weakness to his game.
So are you saying that you fancy him somewhere like a Valhalla rather than at Troon, for example?
So he's 108th around the green. He's losing just under he's only just slightly losing per round around the green. So yeah, you don't want a scrambling course.
He ain't winning a claret jug then with those with that short game.
No, I don't know Trude off the top of my head or the other.
It's linked golf, and you just got to be able to. You need its touch, its feel.
And I think Pinehurst for the US is a bit scrambly as well, so I wouldn't really back him there. But the Valhalla for the PGA, he's got to have a good shout at that one.
Well, that's Aberg. I think Aberg finished second in the end. Marv, what do you make of the other kind of? I don't want to say also runs, but Bryson was up there tied for the lead on Saturday. Are you being? I know you've been very vocal in your stance on live golf, and they took the cash twig. It was good to see. I mean, not good for your DraftKings teams, but Bryson was probably the leading light of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, just to add on there, I just had a quick look, and Oberg was he didn't have the greatest week for par fives, to be honest. Now being a big hitter, so but no, I'm coming round to Oberg as a what he can do in the future.
He's another one, right? He went to water and made a double. Was it 10?
Yeah.
That's what I mean, Scheffler, right? You see your three biggest rivals all make a double between 9 and 12, like. Just how
you say, like
it's
Go, Marv.
No, I was going to say, to be honest, think about it, it's a bit like Tiger in 2019. It was a bit tight. I know it was on the par 3-12.
Molinari, Brooks, I think Schauffele made a mistake.
And I know it took Tiger a few more holes to then take the lead, but it was just absolute implosion. But coming back to you, and to be honest, anything that makes the game of golf better has to be a good thing. So these tournaments where it brings everyone together, yes, it only brings live golfers to have actually, it probably won a major that have got an exemption because obviously they can't actually qualify through at least playing on PGA Tour and world ranking points, etc. So, but no, I don't know. Look, last year Brooks won the PGA, wouldn't have expected that. So, I still think it's possible, but I just don't think Bryson. Again, I don't know if he's quite the player to. I think he's got to be creative around Augusta. It's it's a shot maker. It's second shot golf course to a point. You've got to be able to move the ball left and right. And I'm not. I still put DeChambeau in sort of.
Just when the greens dried out, he didn't really. I don't know how much he could adapt.
He missed so many.
That's exactly as I adapt, and maybe that's a good way of saying it, Hep. I think he's a bit one-dimensional, to be honest, Bryson. But
yeah, given the soft conditions and
I'd say
what he did on Thursday,
Bryson
just destroyed it. But once he lost that,
it's the first time he's probably played 4 rounds of golf at that standard. What, in 6-7 months? Probably since the
Open.
Obviously the Open, from last year, or that's last September or last July, sorry. And then, but he's still be able to produce those moments. I think he had a couple of good eagle looks. His hole out, having had to chip out sideways at 18 was phenomenal. Saturday, the patron.
Did you see Scottie's reaction to that? He was waiting to do an interview.
No, what did he do?
And then he was just flabbergasted, you could see the look of disappointment on his face because obviously Bryson closed up 2 shots on him and got quite close to that, and then had to just go like media ready and just be like, yeah, no, it's cool. But like, they actually got his true reaction when he didn't know he was being filmed.
Well, Scottie can thank his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for a second green jacket.
Jesus.
I mean, it's coming from a family of very religious ladies. You should be thrilled for
my
the Scheffler
sister.
family.
No one else in my family is religious.
So a bit of context here. Hep's sister used to always have a wristband on saying, "What would Jesus do?"
Need
you need to get one of those saying, "What would Twig do?" Twiggy, stop it! It's very disrespectful. Shut the fuck up. It's fine. Jelly doesn't like us. Another one also around was Max Homer. Man, what did you make of Homer? Because that's probably the first time he's ever been in real contention in the heat of battle. Would you chance him again?
Yes, maybe. I don't know. He comes across as a very, likable guy. Kind of like just. I don't know. Could that mean that his golf game doesn't have that ruthless streak that sometimes you need?
I think he looked really nervous on Sunday. I think that was his first time, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. You're in the mix. Okay, well, I'm not going to lose it, but if someone I don't know. Like as you said, we don't like Brooks. He's a killer. And Scheffler is got like that, but yes, I wait and see on Homer. I think maybe the more confidence he'll get from having those type and being in those positions, but he just gives me the impression that he just looks too just enjoy it. He just thankful to be there.
You want a miserable bastard who's just going to go out and fuck everyone else. I want to win.
And it doesn't seem to be much emotion from him either. Like I don't know. I just don't think if he makes a putt or something like that, it's there's no fist pumping. There's no. He's not my.
Scottie doesn't really get too animated.
No.
He did a big fist pump after the eagle at 13 on Saturday. Apart from that, there was nothing else.
Yeah, he's probably more quieter of. Yeah, I don't mind seeing a bit of emotion, to be honest, on the golf course.
Because I know you've got him at 50s for the PGA Twig, but he's now 25s. Like, I'm not backing him at 25s to do that. Be up there in the top 3 again. But 50s is always a decent price on Homer.
For a player of his ilk, I can see him needing that type of first major in contention to tell himself, like, I can compete with these guys. Like a lot of these guys, like he won a few times, I think, on tour last year. He went to South Africa, the one in Cape, was it the one in Cape Town? I think him and JT went on safari and spent a week there and took the wives, said it was beautiful. Really appreciated it.
He's got 6 PGA Tour wins.
What's that?
You can do it. He's got 6 wins on the PGA Tour.
He's low key, like quite consistent, especially in California. He's very good on the West Coast. But I think he's never really contended in a major before. So being able to do it, he looked really nervous coming from Saturday, right? And I think somebody said, I think he birdied the second on Sunday, was it? So on Saturday, he played it in 1 over, I think 17 pars and a bogey. He's birdied the second on Sunday with his first birdie for like 32, 34 holes. So he hung in well there when he didn't have his A game. I respect him for that. I think he may just need that, but 25 is too short now. It wouldn't be for me. Other people who've kind of were there flirting with contention for a while. Cameron Smith, I think he finished 200 in. Fitzpatrick, level par, both have one major. Marv, are these of your opinion, like these guys have got their major now and move on?
Yeah, I do believe there is. It can happen. Angel Cabrera has got 2.
Justin Rose, Sergio, Craig McDowell.
I said, yeah. You see, I said, what
Jason Duffner.
The players that have got 2 can happen. Cabrera, I think Zach Johnson's got 2. There's a couple out there, but I just genuinely think that it's more likely than not that a lot of these players, they've got one and that's it. If they haven't got one yet, well, if they do get one, that I think it's an elite club to get more than one major. I really do.
I'm gonna say the fields are so competitive, and yet looking at these markets for the rest of the year. The two that stand out for me in terms of hard to wait, John Rahm and Rory McIlroy. Raman was looking like he was going to miss the cut at some stage Friday evening.
Didn't seem happy, did he?
And in the end, he
never is. He never is.
Yeah, there's nice little Spanish menu to start off on the Wednesday night.
Ram and Rory are both still more or less 10, 12, 10, 11, 12 to 1 for the rest of the three majors. I don't think they showed anything this week which made you think they don't justify their place within the market, apart
Who's
from
backing them at
their
these
name and
odds?
reputation.
Rory should be 20s like nearly every week. Just
10 years since Rory won a major. Nobody's talking about this. 10 years.
It's nobody. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Jason Day last won a major since Rory McIlroy, and he's finished higher in tournaments. You know what I mean?
But
is it because the media love him so much? Like Rory, nice guy. He does stuff. He goes and plays on the DP World Tour. He's on the board of the PGA.
Yeah, I was just thinking, was that profile picture of you with a full head of hair in 2014? I think that's it, and I think for Rory, this is why you could argue that Tiger's win in 2019 was that unbelievable, because the longer Rory goes, surely the harder it then is. I know he got tied second last year at the
Jim
US
Nance
Open.
Was brilliant for that as well, by the way. That was one of Nance's all-time calls.
But it's, you know, I said last year at the US Open, Wyndham Clark won it. I'm sorry, McIlroy, their tournament was there for you. You didn't show the killer instinct to seal the deal.
Same with St Andrews against Cameron Smith. He should have won that. He should have won the 150th Open Championship and just he bottled that. And but the media don't say anything. Rory is like the most Teflon guy.
Sky love him so much. Like they won't say.
Paul McGinley creams his pants whenever he just talks about him.
I think I don't mind that if they can look, if they like Rory, fair enough. But what they probably should do more is maybe analyze his game a bit more, because look, Butch Harmon slightly said it. You know, I think hasn't Butch Harmon been was it
coaching him? Yeah,
coaching him a little bit. But some of those wedges last week, Butch was critical on the commentary.
Yeah,
Butch was like, that's terrible.
Look, your coach is open.
I didn't teach you that.
So I think, look,
need a few lessons, Rory. Might as well up those fees, lad.
We know his wedge game's just not good enough. I don't think he moves the ball, especially around golf courses that you have to be far more creative. You can't just be one dimensional. And it's. I said on his day on the right golf course. For me, there isn't many people that can stick with Rory McIlroy, but the problem is, he needs the conditions and he needs the type of course.
I won't bet him all year.
A bit like John Rahm, right? How he'd power some of these lesser fields. He'd go and win in Mexico, and he'd come back and win the Spanish Open against, fucking Jorge Campillo, and you won't know any players, Marv, but Alejandro Del Rey. Like, I'm sorry, but these guys are 150 to 1 in the normal tournament.
He didn't even win the low Spanish market at the Masters.
The one thing I will say,
Jose Maria Ozafalbo,
Angel Heredia.
I don't begrudge McIlroy win another. If he goes out there and wins it and deserves to win it, then fair enough. I can't see it.
And if he gets lucky, wait for the podcast the week after.
Well,
that's so deserving.
If he falls in, then we'll throw the book at him. But if he goes out and dominates, and even if he does a Scheffler, like decent first round, gets in position, waits his time, and then finish the job, look, fair. But just don't see it happening. I just don't see it.
I think he'll win another. It won't be the Masters, but
I don't think he'll ever. I don't think he'll do the Slam either. But I think there's more chance of Morikawa doing the Slam. I think Scheffler. So I think Scheffler's got two.
Two Masters, I think. Is it just two Masters?
Scheffler's only won two Masters, right? He's not won anything else.
No, he didn't win any last year.
No, we back him every major last year.
Probably after the Masters, yeah.
I mean, do you remember from like August onwards, he's got 15 strokes on the field.
Yeah. It's like,
what are we doing here? And he didn't win anything.
Now he can fucking put.
Putting like Hep after 3 fucking boots of rum. Can't even see straight.
Scheffler's 33-1 to win all 4 majors.
Do you know what would be interesting?
He won't win the Open.
Sorry to jump in. I wonder if you could compare Scheffler's tee to green stats so far this year compared to his tee to green last year, because it said he was that bad in putting. The difference was just so incredible between tee to green and putting last year. I wonder if he's actually sorted his putting out this year, but he's might not even be as good tee to green this year. But the putting is more than enough to compensate.
I think he was better. You won't get the isolated cases. I think towards the second half of last season, he was stronger tee to green. I don't know if you can get the stats to prove it, but
maybe
his short game and his putting game was so poor. Like there were rounds where he was losing like 2-3 shots to the field. Like, this is the world number one. It's unfathomable. I will say as well, like, fair play to Ted Scott, because he used to get some horrendous abuse from Bubba on the back, and he's gone back and he's just basically carrying Scott's clubs. And what do you say, Marv? He's earned more than Rory this year.
Yeah,
incredible that stat, isn't it?
Scottie 7-9, yeah, okay.
You want Scottie? Yeah, whatever you desire.
180. What do you reckon? Like a 8-iron Teddy? Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah,
put it on
the green.
Yeah, speaking of caddies, I think it'd be interesting to see what. Look, I know a professional golfer is never going to carry his own bag, but the normal casual golf fan probably doesn't quite appreciate or doesn't know to what extent a caddy can come into play. Sure. You know, because it'd be interesting, though, wouldn't it, to see if these players went round, just played and without a caddy, and it was a case of not the Masters, but because they they're not playing that course because they've played it so many times, they know what spots they're in and what yardage and what club to hit. But just throw them at a golf course that they've never been, and maybe, and they just have to feel what us as amateurs, when we go out, we don't have this. Or what's the distance? Speed of the wind, or what's the distance to the flag, etc. It's just like, well, it looks about that.
Marv, how important was Steve Williams to Tiger's majors?
Well, obviously huge, but I think, funnily enough, I think Steve Williams also kind of brought that aura of, it wasn't just Tiger that put people off. And had that presence.
He was very unlikable, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think that was part of, Tiger was obviously the best player, but that's why they said also on the broadcast that when you played with Tiger, your the average round for people playing with Tiger, even if not just majors, all tournaments, it was so horrendously worse compared to their other rounds. And I think that was it. It was the whole package. That Williams was on the bag. And I probably think it's a bit of a shame that he was there for that long. That I don't know what type of relationship they have now, but obviously they have they didn't have an amicable split, did they? When
he went and won a couple of majors with Adam Scott. I think they won
he did the Masters
2013, right? Yeah. The Open.
I'm trying to think. Did Adam Scott throw away the Open and
he threw away the Open in 2012 and Ernie Els?
Yeah.
I think he was 4 clear with like 4 to play and
something crazy. Yeah,
unreal. And then he won. Then they went and won the Masters in the following April. I think he won. Did he win one more as well? Or was it just the Masters? That's his one.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say he could be that. Yeah, I know only one. But as you say, you think that how big of a difference would an average caddy make to a great caddy in terms of player scores? I think it's probably just that the player trusts the caddy and gives the confidence. The caddy gives the player the confidence. Because we've seen what I think was McIlroy. Doesn't he use his high school best friend or something like that?
He used to, yeah. He had his mate JP on the bag for like 10 years, but then he's got rid of him. Lowry had the old fella, right, with the big grey, the Irish guy with the big grey beard. He got rid of him 18 months ago. Tommy, right, he normally has his best mate. I think it might be his brother-in-law, the big Scouse guy who's like 6'6". He wasn't on his bag this week because he's ill, and they got like the local old boy from Augusta. Tommy spoke really highly of him, saying he really helped me out. He helped me like
$75 grand.
and finishes tied third with a randomer on the back. Well, yeah.
What do you make of Tommy Fleetwood, Marv? Like, because he won. I used to follow for Cliff every week.
I don't know if I'd throw him in a bit of like a Max Homer. I guess he hasn't won as many times.
Is he too nice for you?
He has that bit of a feel.
You don't like nice people in life, do you?
No, it's just that.
That's why you won't vote Robert McGuinn.
No, I've got no issues.
We've been voting Robert McGuinn in the local elections.
I don't vote in elections.
You don't vote in elections?
No. Interesting stat. Probably the best stat. This is for you, Hep. I have never placed one single vote ever in an election, whether it's a local election, a national election. Just haven't done it.
That's not a stat. That's just a statement.
It's a lazy boy.
I wouldn't boast about that, Marv.
I've got your Scottie stats, by the way.
Go on, Heb, go on.
So last year, up to the Valero, because they don't have the Masters, he was 2.2 strokes per round. Tee to green, he was gaining on the and was number one in the field. Second place was 2, which was Rory McIlroy, so he was 10% better than second. Do you think it's higher or lower than 2.2 per round in 2024?
And was that tee to green, Head, was it?
Yeah, tee to green.
I would say slightly lower. Because I think at the moment he's putting far, by far making up.
Yeah, I think he must have had a higher strokes gained amount last year because his short game has overcompensated for the.
No, he's increased it by 30% to 2.8 shots per or strokes per round. He's gaining on the field tee to green. Second place is Xander at 1.8. He's 1 stroke per round better than the second place.
So he's better.
We've not mentioned him yet, right? I mean, Xander went out there and he got the brunt of the worst weather on Thursday. He recovered well. He played really well, especially on the back nine on Friday. I think got to 2 under. Was 5 back into the final round. I think finished 8th in the end. He must be one of those currently in the running of one of the best players to not win a major. Would you? What would tip you into actually backing him? Hep.
I mean, he has to be higher than odds for the PGA.
I mean, I'd be backing. Look at the current odds. If you look at Paddy Power's odds for the US Open, McIlroy 10s, Ram 10, Aberg 14s, Cantley, Kopka 16s, Hovland 16s, Xander 20. Cantley, Xander Scheffler twice the price of Rory McIlroy, John Ram for the US Open.
Yeah, if he wins one, his record will look amazing, and then the script will flip, and it'll be like Xander is one of the best golfers of the last 10 to 15 years. But
does he need to win one? Is that it? A lot of these players just need that one, and then they'll get over the hurdle.
I think it's definitely a block. It's one of those ones you want to fluke your way into early, so you just don't have to think about. Only 4 tournaments really matter every single year, and a lot of pressure gets put on them. But yeah, I think some people need it.
He might be just looking at his recent form. Well, recent form the last few years. Xander, he might be a US Open. I just think he's that solid a player. I don't think he's too flash, but he's just always there.
Grinder.
Like 2017. This is from 2017 onwards. For each year, you've got US Open, tied 5th, tied 6th, tied 3rd, 5th, tied 7th, tied 14th, and last year tied 10th.
Scheffler should have won the Masters.
That's insane. That's insane.
He should have won the Masters.
Was that 2018?
Yeah, he put it in the. I think he found a drink at 16, or he was 1 behind and he made a horrendous bogey. I think he went to go long and then come down the slope, and he hit it way right, and then had to come round and it's an impossible putt from there, getting up and down. And then Patrick Reed, I think, birdied 15 and then 2-shot lead, got home. But he was there in contention when Tiger won as well. I think he made a mistake later on. I think there was Scheffler, Cantley,
Yeah.
Molinari. I think Spieth was there or thereabouts, but Brooks was there. He's always there. He just doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Just keep backing him top tens. Like he'll be up there.
He should have won the Players. He should have won the Players, right? He bogeyed 40.
2 majors every year. He'll top 10. Just so consistent.
I mean, to your point about if you want something to cheer on Sunday, right? Scheffler's 40 back in each way. Xander's 20-1 each way for 20-1 for a lot of these majors now. You do a lot worse than backing him each way at 20s and.
Well, yeah, just get the place bodies.
That's what I mean.
That's how you're winning in it. So, I mean, he obviously plays for you this week, Milner.
Is there anyone else that caught your eye this week? Don't look down like you're reading notes. You're on your phone.
I've just got the leaderboard. Not really in a good way. There's like a lot that sort of seem to look
Victor
the trend
Hovland, put a line through
a bad form and have a really strong week.
Well, let's have a look at who are your selections? Wyndham Clark?
Miscut +7 and Ludwig. So second. I'll take like the best human golfer behind the Jesus golfer. So I'll take that as a win.
I mean, if your mother
should have done the forecast. Should have got Scheffler Oberg.
Yeah, exactly. You always know the winner in hindsight the week after, don't you? Okay, I could do. If there's plenty of your types when I used to run the betting shops. Yeah, I'm gonna
knew it. The stats said it.
Yeah,
but I'm always a Bryson fan as well, so it was good to see him do well.
It's back Wyndham Clark to was it under 72 on the first day.
Cam Young, another top 10 in a major. I think that's like 5 out of 8 majors he's top 10'd now. Like
you do love
I think he's a younger Xander that will probably never win it, but is always gonna contend. But it's not a fluke with Cam Young.
Would you be tempted in with? I think he's 50-1 best price with Unibet for the US Open, but he's probably more of a PGA guy, right? He's a big bomber, 40-1 for Valhalla. Would you be lowered in? Or would you just be one of those people like you sticking a DK team because he'll make a lot of birdies? He'll butcher the par 5.
I think so. I don't think I can back him, but he's one that every time he'll come in, maybe get your place money or whatever, or he'll be up there top 10. Like, I should back him, but it just feels a bit wrong for some reason. Well, like if you could like change everybody's names just to be like a jumble of letters and just go purely off stats, you'd probably back him a lot more. But just because it says Cam Young there, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to back Cam Young. But if you could just blur out the names and just say player X, player Y, you'd probably end up on him quite a lot.
Don't trust the fact I've never seen him clean shaven as well. Don't know why that's weird to me, but it just is. Marv, any eye catchers? Did you actually watch the golf this week, Marv?
Yeah, I didn't. I can't. It's hard to say because he said if you think there wasn't many people under par. To say Scottie won at 11.
I think 8 players under par.
That you got exactly. So you think, hold on, Scheffler at 8th. Was 10 behind. Now, even third place was 7 behind. So it's hard to get too excited about anybody else. To me, when Scheffler was that clear.
What were your tips again? Do you want to tell the listeners?
Not really.
It was Sahith Tequila.
Yep.
Finished what?
He made the cut. He made the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sung Jae Im shot about 10 over.
You at least didn't know you'd lost until the end of the 3rd round instead of the 2nd. Him.
I mean, you got to remember, Sung Jae is just happy he's dodged that national service. So
exactly.
He's coasting.
You see,
now, baby.
I don't know. The one person I might throw out there is that maybe I'm slightly maybe interested. I don't want to say maybe Zalatoris. I just think is he really back from injury? But then, is he just going to be coming to the bit of the nice guy, always contend? Maybe doesn't have the killer instinct. But no, I tell you what, I thought that I'll say I'm interested maybe what DeChambeau can do at the PGA, just because I think it's maybe could that play into could that he's shown that he's not just gone to live all for the money, and he's finished tied 6th. Yes, he faded after the first round, but maybe but then I've just had a quick look at all the live players on the current roster, and I can't get to 10 players that, there's about eight players that to me we want in all the big tournaments. The rest of them, they can keep playing the Mickey Mouse.
Brooks, DJ, Mickelson, Neiman.
I didn't. Well, I funnily think Club Mickelson, but if you could put you could yes or no.
As he's right a Tiger Woods.
No, I just think Mickelson. Look, if you say every golfer doesn't have any historic exemptions, then if you're
Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Cameron Smith. You probably won't pick Sergio, right?
No, that's it. It's like if you threw him in to all of the tournaments, would they be
Bryson,
contending?
Cyril.
Was it you could throw
Patrick Reed?
You could throw Neiman in, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Neiman's definitely going to be in.
That's it. But I think 8. I don't think you can get to 10.
Did Mito Pereira go? The guy who could have won the PGA 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And hit his t-shirt out of bounds at 18. Fucking hell, that was ridiculous.
Did he make a 7 and he missed the playoff? Or was it?
He made double. All he had to do was par to win it.
Was it? Okay, I remember.
And then he didn't even make bogey because he duffed. I think he got there in 3, right, and then chipped and doubled.
Because I don't know if it was
it was the one JT one, right? The PGA.
Yeah. He came from a long way back, didn't he, on the final day?
And I was like, he will never win. He will never go anywhere near a major ever again.
No,
John Vandervelde of South America.
Because he said if he needed a bogey, he could have just played it safe. But no, I think he hit drive, didn't he? He just went wild. But no, I think...
what's he doing? All right.
So I think as we actually talked off air that DeChambeau, maybe he kind of wants, I'm sure he'd love to be playing on the PGA too. It's just he did what he did for reasons. But so I'm kind of coming round to liking DeChambeau more.
Me and Hep were on him back 8 years ago for the Masters, so we've always liked him.
As in, and even just the person that he is as well.
He seems like a nice guy, right?
He might have.
He's tried different things, man. He tried to put on a lot of weight and just be a bomber, and then he's realised, it didn't work. At least he actually kind of noticed the error of his ways and went, I tried that. I can't just overpower these courses.
It's just interesting trying stuff like all the irons.
Exactly. Just the fair play to actually trying new ways, right? And where was it? Was it Bay Hill where you could drive the? Was it the 9th, the par 5?
Incredible.
And that famous photo of him just stood there. He's not even landed yet, and he's already cheering. What a guy! Fair enough. He's been a bit different. I'll say I was impressed by Fleetwood this week, especially over the weekend. He had so many putts just graze the edge, especially on Saturday. The problem is with Fleetwood, he gets. The closer you get to these events, it gets very well backed. He's 50-1 at the minute for the PGA. I might have had a nibble.
He's 20s this week, which is a bit.
50-1, Tommy. Tommy should have won the US Open back in 2018 when Brooks somehow he made like 6 or 7 pars within about 12 hole span within about 8-10 feet, and I think Fleetwood might have had the course record. He shot like a 64 or 65 in horrendous conditions. He should have won that.
Did he finish second that year?
He finished second, and he was a mile second, clear of everyone else. That was just Brooks at his peak 6 years ago. I'd be interested to see how he gets on. Tyrrell's another one where I don't know why Tyrrell's going to live. He doesn't strike me as the type of person that would like
50 million in it.
He wasn't skint beforehand, was he? I mean, these people
I read some articles.
They're not playing for pennies.
Yeah. Read some articles saying he was really nervous
at the casino. I mean, £2 free. Like £2 rebuy. They're playing for millions every week.
I do think that the recent ones that have gone just because, well, if I don't go now, and it's
I think Moronk was so pissed off with making the Ryder Cup team. He's like he just did it to spite people. Oh, fuck you all. I don't care. Don't choose me anyway. You know what I mean? Well, actually, that's an into it. What did you make of Højgaard, Marv? Guess the lead 7 under. He makes 5 straight bogeys.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't just because without following the DP World Tour the last few years. I don't know much about him, but is he the one that was
really played much? It's his brother Rasmus who's favourite for every Mickey Mouse.
Well, you see, that's it. I don't know too much about them.
Only follow the top, like casual, these fair weather golf fans. You know what I mean?
Slightly worse. Oberg. Watch the Ryder Cup. That's it.
Yeah.
Go Europe.
Did you watch much of Woods on the weekend, Marv? Was it a sad sight?
It was I think that so didn't hardly saw anything Friday because obviously timings. He was out early, wasn't he?
It was freezing as well.
So he was done by.
Yeah. He made the cut. The streak was intense.
Well, that's it. And I think I did call one thing right last week, that his best round would be his first round. I think unfortunately the way it played, I think probably the 23 holes on in one day slightly did him, but
yeah, it killed him.
But we just know that unfortunately I just don't think he can compete these days now for 4 rounds. Maybe he should go to live. He might win something with 3 rounds.
3 rounds, baby.
But it's unfortunate. Again, look, I think he's probably. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to compare eras, and I never would really because But I just think he's got the greatest hands a golfer's ever had. I mean,
it's Friday in the wind was incredible.
Friday was up at he was outplayed finishing his second round. I think 7-15 time, which is.
Yeah, you see, you only have to go on YouTube and put the highlight reel, and all Tiger's top shots there. They're not from the middle of the fairway from 150 plus 200 yards out, next to the flag for a tap in. It's from the Canadian Open from a bunker 200 yards away over a lake, and and crazy recovery shots that you just think, how have you done that?
The one at 18 to win the Masters right in 2019, right, when he was so far, is that the one? He was so far right off the tee, and he found like a narrow passageway, got it on the green 2-putted and made par. I think that's Tiger.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's why I think again without
it's a recovery shot. So it's
without that, I think that, and that's why I think what we said last week that in a way there's at the moment Scheffler, as much as he's dominant and nothing against him, he doesn't probably have that quite appeal that he said like Mickelson that year. Then Mickelson was a bit erratic and he put it in the trees, and then he's up behind a tree and he thinks, no, I'm not going to chip out. I'm going for this. Was it nearly 200 yards over the stream at the 13th? It puts it on the green to about 6 foot. He did miss his eagle putt, but he was. Yeah, it was as much their recovery play.
The thrill, baby.
Oh, it was, and maybe that's what enticed, because they would hit a bad tee shot, and the casual golfer would think, well, I can do that, and then suddenly hit this miraculous the recovery. You think, well, pretty much nobody else on the planet could do that. It's.
I just want to point out, we do have a video version of this as well. It's not a good look when you just sat there scrolling your phone, you fish.
I'm reading a really shit article from something called Golf Magic, which just came up about Tiger Woods and a live golf claim.
Well, Marv's currently making a very good argument here.
I was listening. In the article, they say Tiger finished dead last.
This is why your missus doesn't let you go anywhere. Just sit and listen to her at home. Then you can play out afterwards.
I was listening.
What did you say?
Reading as well. I don't know. Sorry about Tiger. But this article is saying that Woods finished dead last at the 2024 Masters. What the fuck are they on about? He made the cut. How can he finish dead last?
Well,
fucking Golf Magic shit. Publication.
So Hep can listen when he wants to. Anyway, she's sandwich Hep. Yeah, thanks very much. A little bit of
I'll have a cheese sandwich.
I think. Look, I think at the end of the day, it's.
I woke up at the end of the day.
No, I think to be honest, I think we have to be thankful that that Tiger is probably still able to play golf, because I am sure that the competitor in him will never quit. We saw that with various sports stars.
His interview on Thursday was like, I'm here to win.
Tom Brady lost a marriage because he continued playing.
One more year, baby.
I lost a couple.
Now, never mind that.
We're going to Jacksonville. You want
that jiu-jitsu? I can't say the word. That is it jiu-jitsu?
Oh, sorry, Tampa. Ignore me.
No, the his wife's jiu-jitsu.
She's a supermodel. She's stunning.
Yeah, there was something going about with the jiu-jitsu trainer, but anyway, yeah, it's like Tiger will never lose that competitive nature of him. It's just that, and I'm sure he plays it within pain. And I said back into the 2019, even before the car accident, with so with the potential losing his leg, that he's his backs, everything. It was it's just a shame. But I think he still hits. He can still hit the shots now and then. He can still have the odd round. I just think it lets him know his age as well.
Didn't they give John Daly a cart one year at one of the majors? They'll give Tiger a cart.
I wonder if they give him maybe the PGA, because John Daly has won a PGA. I think he's won a PGA. So obviously he gets exemptions. Does he? I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, you mentioned Tiger. There's no Tiger this week. We'll just finish off here with a look at the RBC Heritage. So annoyed I didn't get Fitzpatrick last year, because he's gone on about this course for about 10, 15 years. Like, that's the one place I want to win. It's a shot maker's course. It's fairways and greens, very much to use Stato's type of line here. It's strokes gained, driving accuracy, greens and regulation. And Scheffler, at the minute, Scottie Scheffler is due to play. He's currently 4-1 favourite. I'm guessing with the risk of his firstborn imminent, you won't be back in the 4-1.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that it was the same price this week as he was.
All right, then are you backing him at 4s?
No, I'm not backing.
Well, shut up then.
No, but like,
but you won't be backing him at 4s. Well,
if it was 4s against,
no.
if it was 4s against everybody last week at the Masters, okay, he's won at the Masters before he knows that course.
I can't believe
he's 4s again this week.
Like, I can't believe he'll turn up, even if his wife wasn't having the child. I can't believe he'd turn up anyway.
Yeah, I am also under the impression that he won't play.
Like, what's the rule, Hep, about how many signature events you can miss a year?
I think they said 1, but then Rory missed
theory,
like 3 in the
first
2.
year.
So,
but Rory just sacked it off last week. So,
do you get?
Last year he cited mental health.
Do you get a fine if you should be playing and you don't?
I think you're allowed a couple of you're allowed a couple of no shows.
That's it. What are they going to do?
He's played 4 in 5, hasn't he? Already.
Hep's had enough.
Oh well, we'll just.
He said after he walked. See, where did he go back to back? Was it
So Arnold Palmer,
right,
at Bay Hill. The week that we did the pod but didn't record it, and we all picked Scheffler. And then obviously, and then the disastrous week I had at the Players.
The week after the Players, and he said that the week after when at Bay Hill, I was so cooked, I didn't pick a club up till Friday.
It's interesting that a signature event is the week after the major,
after the Masters,
and the big weird, and arguably the biggest major as well.
It's terrible planning. They should have something, because everyone's going to be on a come down from golf. Have something shitter and then build up.
Yeah, isn't next week the pairings, the team competition?
Yeah, the Zurich. Yeah.
So maybe I don't know why, but
that.
I wonder if you see the RBC Heritage. It wasn't called, but then back in 2011, Twig.
Oh.
But it does bring us back to it was the year of Luke Donald and the trolley dash, and
Luke Donald.
he led it after 2 rounds. He led at 10 under, and I think he was 1 clear of everyone else.
He lost to some pudding is it the Swedish guy?
No, he was only 2 under on the weekend, and he went into a playoff and against Brandt Snedeker, who would up to that point had done nothing.
So then you went and had 125 for him at Ladbrokes, didn't you, to win at Bay?
We were
Pebble Beach the year after.
Yeah, but we were celebrating Luke Donald's victory.
It's only 1 tweet.
Was it the Thursday night? It was the Easter weekend.
Thursday night.
Yeah, he was
far. The side.
He was far under after the first round, a couple off the lead, and we thought, because he'd taken his form from Masters 2 weeks ago, I think, and I thought we were buying Easter eggs, we were buying barbecue food.
It was £150 spent in tin.
What? Yeah.
And we literally had to give it away. Couldn't eat it in time. There's a photo of me in cinema in our football kit, with all this food spread around on this bed, just giving it out in the street. Yeah, take this. Come over here. Why do I want an apple and blueberry pie? Why not? Fucking eat.
we just saw it and thought, that's interesting. Throw it in the trolley. But and I think we even had five-a-side on the Sunday night at the sports centre. And obviously that's it. And then Snedeker shot that 7 under. I think even did he overhaul a bunker shot down the stretch?
He ran like God. It
Something
was
like that. I'm thinking, where has this guy come from?
Who the fuck is Brent Snedeker?
And you say went into a playoff and finished it off. So it's memories. Those.
But you said to Hep, you get big prices in this. Like fair enough, the last couple of winners have been Fitzpatrick and Spieth, but you get who's the guy I'm thinking of? This Swedish person. I could be later on.
In 2012, there was a Carl Pettersson from Sweden.
He's a big fat guy. He wore a visor. He was a right fish.
He won here in 2012.
Yeah, I know, I'm telling you, he's still like a pillock. No, there's some guy I'm thinking of.
One of us.
I'm thinking of the guy who beat Justin Rose with another time we were all on a very skinny prices. Maybe like 10. Rose was 10-1 favorite for the tournament. It might have been a Bay Hill. Look at previous Bay Hill winners.
Stenson?
No. It's some guy who you think how's he just won this tournament? This guy beat Rose in a playoff, and me and Marv were on a big
definite off.
Can't see any Swedish boys.
I tell you what, if I know Wikipedia lists
search Justin Rose playoff records.
I was just thinking, they show.
Anyway,
what's his playoff record?
That's another one where we're convinced that he actually can't lose this tournament. Like it's impossible. And then Rose went into the final round, I think like 4-5, 4-6, and just couldn't hold a pot the entire day.
I think I know you mean, Twig. Swedish.
Yeah.
David Lingmuth.
David fucking Lingmuth.
It was the 2015 Memorial Tournament.
Oh my God. Oh, Rose couldn't lose. Couldn't lose. There's nothing in this field. David Lingmuth never won on tour. And I remember like they're trying to sell it at the end, going, Jim Nantz going, well, because everything's hyped up around Rose, right? Because he's a big player. He won the. Was he off to Tokyo that year? Oh, the Olympian, right? He might have won it the year after. I just remember, Lingmuth's wife was really hot.
Justin Rose, he won the 2012 US Open, didn't he? So he was
on Father's Day, on Mother's Day.
He was kind of in his peak, you could say, around that time. He was
2012 to 2016 was because 2016 he won the Olympic gold. He beat Stenson.
Oh, sorry, 2013 was his US Open, but even closer. Just interesting stat. How many PGA Tour wins does David Lingmuth have?
One. That was it. I'm telling you, I'm there watching the final round going, I don't see how he loses. And I'm on this like 10-1, 10s and 12s, like big price for a lot. Thinking, I should hedge off it, but how the fuck does this put him win? This was like Steven Yeager two weeks ago, right? How does Scheffler just on birdie 16, 17, post 13 and win?
So
who's the guy near the end? Tito, Argentine, Messi, whatever.
Toste.
Alejandro Toste.
Alejandro Toste.
Fucking cheese toast.
Just looking. Twig. Just looking at the So they were both on 15 under. Playoff. Now Rose shot 72 on Sunday, and Lingmuth shot 69.
He was like he didn't hold a pot the entire day.
So yeah.
And the Rose there was like Donald.
So it was a par 72. So he just David Lingmuth.
David, that was the one. David Lingmuth. God.
Looking at this week Heritage, I kind of looked at last year, so many years previous winners, but obviously with it becoming a signature event, it was I kind of discounted probably most of the years. It's not easy to. And then I thought, okay, well, what players are going to have much recent form? So the two I came out with, I said Fleetwood and Cameron Young, but they were a bit short, so I'm going to throw two out that are slightly longer price. That I think they played reasonably well at the Masters, and I've got an Adam Schenk 80-1 and Lucas Glover Lucas Glover 80-1.
Lucas Glover's been very well backed.
So yeah, for this week. So I couldn't look with my selections the last few weeks. From an 80-1's too short to try and get me money back. So never mind 20s and 28s. So yeah, those are the two.
Cut them off.
Sato will probably produce the figures, but Lucas Glover, phenomenal player tee to green.
Yeah,
finds a lot of fairways, a lot of greens. Very good from approach from whatever yardage. Right, he's very, very good. The putter's generally been his Achilles heel, but I think he's changed to one of those. What do we call it? The belly putter, which isn't like an anchor putter, where the modifier they've managed to change it, right, so you get away with it. I can see Glover.
Tee to green Glover this season.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
he won last year for the first time on touring.
Did he win back to back as well last year?
If you didn't go back to back,
he had a really
close
bit of form at the end of the season.
Yeah, he went on a purple patch.
So I couldn't bring myself to put up Fleetwood and Young. Both of them have never won, like Schenk on the PGA Tour, but 20s and 28s for those two. So yeah, 2.5 points each way. Schenk and Glover both 80-1 are my selections.
There's been a big move for Tom Kim after his final round. He shot a 65 or a 66 in the last round of the Masters, much to the dismay of Big Hep over there. Siwoo Kim's another one to attract the sport, and Harris English, which I don't really see. But Hep, give us your 10 point. How are those 10 points spread then, Marv?
2.5 points each way on both because at the same price, 80-1.
Okay. Hep?
Sort of the same boat. Strong approach players. It's not a bomber's course. So my two are Shane Lowry at 40-1. He is third on approach this season, behind Scheffler, and my other selection of Tom Hoge at 90-1. And I'll go for 2 each way Hoge, 3 each way Lowry. Just as sort of Marv alluded to, it's just a ball strikers iron play course again. So the two got a good chance.
I'm not keen on anyone too flash, to be honest.
Look at the past winners. You got Fitz, Spieth, Sink, Webb Simpson. Always.
Webb used to
CT Pan, like
South Carolina, right? South Carolina's there.
Yeah,
Harbour Town. Yeah.
Like as Marv said, you can't really look at the past results too much because not a lot of the big players turned up. So
I
won't be surprised if Oberg overran it or Scheffler destroyed this course.
But I think, is it one of the shorter courses on the PGA Tour as well? Is it?
It's definitely a course where anybody
like
can
7,100 yards.
You're looking at the top 20 here. Like anybody.
Kevin Kisner used to have a great record around here, and he's not by anywhere near the longest.
I think he's still in it. I think he's the
everyone's surprised this week. He'd be a big price this week.
1,000-1 on Bet365.
Eric Barnes, doing more work for the PGA Tour.
500s.
What about Alejandro? What about Cheese Toasty? 400-1.
Toasty's 400s.
Who's your lay of the week? Who's the person you couldn't have at any price?
Scheffler, because he's not playing.
He's still there.
Do we have to change our lays
from one week to the next?
Or we're just gonna lay Rory every week?
I mean, for me, I think Aberg is probably too short 14-1. It's not his type of course. I know Hep said like he's got.
Say that, but he has got a really good record around short courses.
I know, but in my head, Aberg is going to do well at somewhere like a Quail Hollow, where
he gave to the
350 yards.
My lay will be Canley.
16. I can see that. I mean, for me, I think Spieth's really interesting. Spieth's got a really good record here. I just wouldn't be able to trust Jordan. To your point, Marv, about why people like players around the Masters and they're remembering Spieth produced some of these shots before. Like, you think when he won the Open in 2017, I want to say, when he beat Kuchar, right?
17, yeah.
He made bogey from a ridiculous position at like the 10th, right? And then he made eagle next hole to the famous go get it to Grella. Those are things that you live with. I wouldn't be able to trust him. Morikawa was interesting. I think last week he showed the stuff he's been doing with his swing coach works. I think 20-1 is quite fair, especially if you can get 7 players. You can get with Coro, right? You can get 20-1 in 10 places. That's not a bad bet. Something at a bigger price. I've got to take on Denny McCarthy at 60-1. Again, he's not one of the longest hitters on tour. He's got a great short game. I'm sure Hep will find me the stats. He's the best putter on tour by a mile.
How far ahead do you think he is of
I think 2 or 3 shots
per round?
No, for tournament. So what's that? Oh, is this go by round?
Yeah,
that was like 0.5 per round.
It's actually not even first.
Who's first?
Taylor Montgomery.
Who the fuck is Taylor Montgomery? Is it the Canadian guy?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's playing at the Punta Cana. What a fish.
Denny's 9th, but is a bit
recency bias.
I mean, he is clearly like
of the last few years. Yeah,
the best player on tour.
Anyway, Denny McCann, we'll put 3 points each way on Morikawa at 20s and 2 points each way on Denny McCarthy. I collected some more place money for JGM Sports listeners last week with Scheffler getting the place money at 18s and 8 places. At least some of us can get the followers a bit of return around here. Marv, I believe we'll do the P&L at the end of the week, and I think we're at minus 50 points so far. Steve Palmer just thought, fuck it, 8 points win on Scheffler at 9-2. So
it's back up to Mr. Cup.
And they were praising him as well, going, Steve, great tipping this week. I know you spend a lot of time researching this. Like, okay, now best player in the world, just the one putting 8 points.
I've said our viewers don't come for my tips; they come for my entertainment value.
And what are they for? Hep with that his entertainment value or his tips? Press sense, stats.
I'm only here because I'm your friends from college.
Yeah.
20 years, baby. Still a big blind. On that note, it will be Morikawa for me. I think we'll get him in good form. But for us, it is still Scottie Scheffler's world, and we are all just living in it. I've been Jack Milner, he's been Hep, and he's been Marv. And we will see you all very soon. Ta-ra!
Bring on the Zurich.